They don't believe in you. They don't help you. They don't guide you, fund you, promote you, or protect you. And deep down you fear that without support, success might be impossible. Understand this clearly. Isolation is not the absence of power. It is the training ground of it. When you are cut off from support, advice, encouragement, and rescue, something brutal and precise begins to form inside you. The weak experience loneliness. The strategic experience refinement. This keynote exists to destroy the lie that success requires a crowd behind you. In truth, crowds dilute intent. Isolation sharpens it. As the narrator, let me tell you what Machiavelli understood centuries ago. A ruler surrounded by help is never fully in control. Every hand that assists you also claims influence over your direction. Every supporter brings expectation. Every ally demands compromise. But when you stand alone, your vision becomes uncontested. Your decisions are not debated, softened, or delayed. You move with speed because there is no one to convince but yourself. Isolation forces clarity. When there is no one to blame, excuses die quickly. You stop romanticizing your struggle and start diagnosing it. You no longer ask why life is unfair. You ask what move increases your advantage. This is the psychological shift that separates survivors from victims. With zero support, you are forced to confront reality without emotional cushioning, and reality becomes your most honest teacher. Most people fear isolation because it removes comfort, but comfort has never produced power. Comfort produces dependency, and dependency produces fear of loss. Isolation removes that fear. When you have nothing to lose socially, emotionally, or reputationally, you gain a dangerous freedom. You can experiment, fail, recalibrate, and strike again without public humiliation or private disappointment from others weighing on you. Machiavelli warned that reliance on others' strength is the fastest road to ruin. Mercenaries abandon you when conditions change. Allies shift sides when incentives appear. Support is conditional by nature. Isolation, however, is absolute. It does not betray you. It does not withdraw. It simply demands that you become sufficient. In isolation, you learn to build internal systems. Discipline replaces motivation. Strategy replaces hope. Routine replaces inspiration. You stop waiting to feel ready and start acting because delay equals decay. Every hour alone becomes an investment instead of a punishment. You sharpen skills in silence, refine plans in secrecy, and correct weaknesses without witnesses. And here is the hidden advantage most never see. Isolation keeps you underestimated. No one prepares for the man they do not notice. While others announce their ambitions and collect opinions, you collect leverage. While they seek validation, you accumulate competence. While they talk about their future, you quietly construct it. Isolation does not make you weak. It removes the illusion that you ever needed permission. It teaches you to govern yourself before attempting to conquer outcomes. It forges a mindset that does not panic in abandonment, because abandonment is familiar territory. This is why those who succeed alone are the most dangerous when they finally emerge, because they are no longer dependent on applause, agreement, or alignment. They move according to internal command, executing decisions without emotional delay, knowing that solitude trained them to act without reassurance, without backup, without mercy toward their own excuses. Because isolation was never the enemy, it was the weapon that forced them to evolve into someone who no longer needs saving. If isolation teaches you how to stand alone, emotional detachment teaches you how to move without permission. This is where most people fail, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because their emotions remain chained to other people's reactions. They need approval to begin, encouragement to continue, and recognition to believe they are progressing. Machiavelli would call this a fatal vulnerability. Power cannot belong to the emotionally dependent. As the narrator, understand this truth. When you have zero support, emotional detachment is not cruelty. It is survival. You must learn to act without applause, to decide without reassurance, and to endure silence without interpreting it as rejection. Detachment is the skill of separating your actions from your feelings and your identity from external validation. When no one is watching, cheering, or caring, the emotionally attached collapse, the detached advance. Emotional attachment makes you predictable. Praise makes you reckless. Criticism makes you hesitate. Neglect makes you doubt yourself. Each of these reactions hands control of your behavior to someone else. Machiavelli warned that those who rule must appear unmoved by sentiment, because emotion clouds judgment and invites manipulation. When you detach, you remove the levers others use to control you. With zero support, you are forced to confront discomfort without emotional escape. There is no one to vent to, no one to reassure you that you are doing fine, no one to remind you of your worth. This absence hardens your internal voice. You stop asking how you feel and start asking what must be done. Feelings become background noise rather than steering wheels. Detachment does not mean you become cold to the world. It means you become disciplined with yourself. You learn to experience fear without obeying it. You feel doubt without surrendering to it. You experience loneliness without allowing it to rewrite your mission. This is emotional mastery, not emotional suppression. You are not numbing yourself, you are prioritizing outcomes over comfort. When you detach, rejection loses its sting. Being ignored no longer feels like punishment. Being misunderstood no longer demands explanation. You stop defending your choices because you no longer need them validated. Your energy stays focused on execution, not emotional management. This is why emotionally detached individuals appear confident even when they are uncertain, calm even when pressure is high, and focused even when chaos surrounds them. Machiavelli understood that the masses judge by appearance, not by inner struggle. When you detach, you control what you reveal. You stop broadcasting your fears and start projecting composure. This composure is mistaken for strength, and strength attracts opportunity. Ironically, when you stop needing support, support begins to orbit you. Zero support teaches you the final lesson of detachment. No one is coming, and that is not tragic. It is liberating. When you internalize this, urgency replaces anxiety. Action replaces overthinking. You stop waiting for motivation and start moving out of necessity. Detachment frees you from emotional negotiation with yourself. You no longer ask if you feel ready, inspired, or confident. You act because delay serves no one. This is how emotionally detached individuals outpace those with louder encouragement and bigger networks. They are not slowed by mood swings, wounded by indifference, or intoxicated by praise. Their internal world becomes stable, while the external world remains unpredictable. And in that stability, they find a ruthless consistency that compounds over time, making progress inevitable, because when emotions no longer die, cetate behavior, discipline takes command, and discipline never waits for comfort, approval, or perfect conditions to strike. There is a phase of success that never makes noise, never trends, and never gets applauded, and this is the phase where real power is constructed. When you have zero support, you are forced into silence, and silence becomes your greatest strategic advantage. Machiavelli understood that visibility before strength is fatal. Power must be accumulated privately before it is displayed publicly. Those who announce their rise too early invite resistance. They are not yet equipped to defeat. As the narrator, let me expose the illusion most people fall into. They believe progress must be visible to be real. They believe effort must be seen to be validated. But power does not grow through attention, it grows through leverage. Silent power building means you are developing skills, resources, and mental endurance without broadcasting intention. You are becoming formidable before anyone realizes you have changed. Zero support eliminates performance behavior. There is no audience to impress, so every action becomes purposeful instead of theatrical. You are not posting progress for praise. You are not sharing plans for encouragement. You are not seeking reassurance that you are on the right path. You are working because the work itself is the weapon. This creates a rare focus most people never experience because they are constantly distracted by reaction. In silence, you see patterns others miss. You notice inefficiencies in yourself because no one is lying to protect your feelings. You recognize weaknesses because there is no one to mask them. You correct them without ego, without defense, without explanation. This ruthless self-honesty is impossible in public environments where identity must be protected. Silence removes the need to perform a persona and allows you to refine the reality. Machiavelli wrote that the wise prince conceals his intentions until the moment of execution. Silent power building follows the same law. You do not reveal ambition until it is irreversible. You do not speak of plans until they are insulated from interference. You allow people to underestimate you because underestimation is a shield. When expectations are low, pressure disappears. When pressure disappears, growth accelerates. While others exhaust themselves trying to be noticed, you exhaust yourself becoming capable. While they chase momentum through attention, you build momentum through repetition. Day after day, unnoticed effort compounds into an advantage that cannot be copied because it was built without shortcuts. This is how invisible work becomes visible results, suddenly and shockingly to those who assumed nothing was happening. Zero support also teaches patience. When no one is waiting on your progress, you are free from artificial timelines. You stop rushing for recognition and start optimizing for longevity. You understand that dominati on is not achieved through speed alone, but through sustainability. You learn to pace yourself, conserve energy, and strike only when conditions favor you. Silent power building reshapes your psychology. You stop needing to explain yourself. You stop justifying your choices. You stop announcing intentions that could be used against you. Your confidence becomes quiet, not because you lack belief, but because belief no longer needs witnesses. This quiet confidence is unsettling to others because it cannot be measured, challenged, or disrupted. When the results finally surface, they appear sudden to the outside world. People call it overnight success. They ask where you came from. They wonder how you did it without help. What they never see is the long season of invisibility, where you were ignored, unsupported, and alone, using silence as camouflage, discipline as fuel, and patience as armor. Constructing a level of power that does not announce itself until resistance becomes irrelevant, and by the time others notice, the foundation is already too solid to be shaken. When there is no support, no guidance, no permission, and no safety net, one final transformation must occur if success is to be inevitable. You must become your own authority, not motivated by inspiration, not corrected by mentors, not restrained by approval or fear of disapproval. Machiavelli understood that those who cannot rule themselves will always be ruled by circumstances, emotions, or other men. Self-authority is the point where dependence dies completely. As the narrator, understand this distinction. Most people borrow authority. They wait for instructions, follow rules written by others, and measure their progress against external standards. With zero support, borrowing is no longer possible. You must create your own laws, enforce them without mercy, and punish your own weakness before the world does it for you. This is not self-help. This is self-governance. Self-authority begins the moment you stop negotiating with yourself. No more internal debates about whether you feel like working, whether conditions are fair, or whether the timing is right. You decide once, then obey. The decision becomes law. Discipline becomes non-negotiable. This is why self-authority feels harsh at first. There is no comfort in command. There is only responsibility. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if one cannot be both. Applied inward, this principle becomes ruthless clarity. You stop trying to like yourself and start demanding results from yourself. You become the leader who does not tolerate excuses, delays, or emotional bargaining. Your internal leadership grows stronger than any external pressure. Zero support accelerates this process because no one is there to soften consequences. If you fail to act, you suffer immediately. If you hesitate, you fall behind. Reality becomes the enforcement mechanism of your laws. Over time, this creates internal alignment. Your thoughts, decisions, and actions move in one direction because there is no conflicting authority to confuse you. Self-authority also reshapes identity. You no longer see yourself as someone waiting to be chosen. You see yourself as the one who chooses. You do not wait for opportunities to arrive. You position yourself where opportunities are forced to respond. You do not seek confidence. Confidence emerges from repeated self-obedience. Each time you follow through, your self-trust deepens. This internal command structure makes you resilient under pressure. When chaos appears, you do not panic because you already know who is in charge. When uncertainty arises, you do not freeze because you have trained yourself to decide with incomplete information. Machiavelli believed that fortune favors those bold enough to command it. Self-authority is how you meet uncertainty with decisiveness instead of fear. Those with self-authority do not require constant motivation. Motivation is emotional and unstable. Authority is structural and permanent. You act whether you feel inspired or not. You move whether conditions are ideal or hostile. You do not wait for permission from society, family, or circumstance because permission is irrelevant when you recognize yourself as the final decision maker. Over time, this self-rule compounds into presence. Others sense it. They may not understand it, but they respond to it. People follow those who appear internally governed because they project certainty in an uncertain world. Ironically, when you no longer need support, others begin to offer it, not out of charity but out of respect. Self-authority is the final proof that succeeding with zero support was never about lack, it was about evolution. You were forced to become the system you needed, the leader you lacked, and the discipline you were searching for, and once you accept full command over your actions, standards, and direction, success is no longer something you hope for. It becomes the natural outcome of a life ruled from within, rather than negotiated with the world. Now you see the truth most never accept. Zero support was never a disadvantage. It was the condition required to strip you down to something real. Isolation trained your focus. Emotional detachment hardened your judgment. Silent power building protected your growth. Self-authority crowned you ruler of your own fate. What began as abandonment became refinement. What felt like neglect became freedom. You were forced to stop waiting, stop asking, stop hoping, and start commanding. Machiavelli understood that the most dangerous individual is not the one surrounded by allies, but the one who learned to survive without them. Because when you succeed alone, nothing can be taken from you. No approval can inflate you. No rejection can break you. No loss can empty you. You are no longer dependent on conditions aligning in your favor. You adapt, calculate, and advance regardless. This is why those who rise with zero support rarely fall. They are not fragile. They are not entitled. They are not surprised by hardship. They expect resistance and move anyway. They do not romanticize struggle, but they respect what it forged. They understand that power earned in silence does not beg for recognition. It simply arrives undeniable. So if you are alone right now, unsupported, unseen, and underestimated, understand what phase you are in. You are not behind, you are being prepared. And when you finally step forward, it will not be because someone believed in you. It will be because you learned how to move without belief, without permission, without mercy, and without ever needing support again.